For these two mothers, it's a walk to remember and a promise never to forget.
All right, so let's see.
Here we go.
Hey.
How do we do this here?
This is May. Look, and it's really so.
This gotta go down.
Oh my God. Let's see.
There we go.
Awesome.
We got it.
Maybe they clamp in there. All right.
This goes down.
Maybe
Down right here. There you go. I got in your shot. I think we just tuck that and hide that under there.
Tuck that under.
Strollers. For me.
Oops. Awesome.
I'll put that in this lap. And action, go for it. That way I get that shot to a cut.
Hey, go, baby.
No, it's ridiculous.
No, it's completely fine.
As you're looking on and turning.
That we're preparing to walk Alana and Zai. Zaire and Alana's going on a walk together for the first time ever. And it's beautiful. And when you as a lost mom think that you can't actually have the opportunity to walk your baby with other babies, and Kim and I are both living proof that that can actually be done.
That's so much.
So much. It's so many moms who share this very same space that we do, and to know that we can walk our babies together still. And it's just so amazing because here I am with Zaire and a Mickey, and Kim with her Alana Bear. It's just like our babies, you know. This is what we hold on to here on the earth side. No, for every 365 days that pass, we think about them daily for every 365 and 366 on leap years, if we may add. So they never go away from our memory. When we wake up in the morning, they're the first thing that comes to our mind. How are we going to do and what are we going to do to consistently and continue to make the both of them proud? And to let other moms know that it's okay to celebrate your babies with or without them being present physically. Because we know the love that we both share for our babies, and it's okay to talk about them. So to be in that space with other moms that should help them go through that process, and for them to know it's normal amongst the community of grieving mothers and families that have to deal with these types of losses every day, but to know that we are here, we hear you, we empathize, we sympathize, we love you, and we support you all the way.
And that's why this idea is so...
Yes, we actually have strollers. If you do not have a stroller for your baby, we actually will be providing those as a generous donation through Project Babies with Miss Jeannie Erickson. So they have given us strollers for that occasion. And if a mom actually needs a stroller to take along with them, then she can keep that stroller. So just an awesome thing that we get to come down here to our capital and to honor our babies and to participate in the Wave of Light along with everyone else internationally across the world that's joining in on this day. Beautiful weather, the trees are green and yellow and red, so looking forward to it and just hoping October 15th provides us the same type of atmosphere and weather. But if it don't, rain, sleet, or snow, we're gonna be here to celebrate our love and our support for not only our babies, but for those babies of the like, just like Zaire and Alana.
And I know you
Absolutely. So, of course, myself, Healing Our Hearts, we are a grief support organization that focuses to provide a safe space for families to grieve and be comfortable. So when we think about that, absolutely, there's going to be tears, but there are tears of joy. So when most people think about grief and loss, we think it's always the latter part of the sadness. Sometimes those are tears of happiness. And when we're able to just share the love and be in space with one another, that's grief support in itself. We don't have to have a counselor or a therapist present when we are there to support one another through this journey. When he passed away, so he was born October 22nd of 2015, so this is as well as a month of his birth. So really looking forward to it. He was just the light in the room, the shining star amongst his siblings, number 5 of the babies. So just he was our ray of sunshine and everything that we potentially could have wanted in that last baby that we were going to be sharing, myself and my children. So just to be able to share in love and enjoy and in comfort of what Zai meant and means to us all, it's just so important to keep his name, his love and his honor and his legacy alive. So Zaire passed away. He was actually 4 months old, and it was the day after he received his 4 months vaccinations. So of course, as we know, there's controversy behind that, but in my stance, I tell people, do your research and then you make a sound decision for yourself and your children, which is the most important thing that we as parents can do. Overjoyed, with love and with purpose, with a mission, with a goal. Wow, so many words to describe, because oftentimes, as we know, that when it comes to grief and loss, families don't often get to share. And because we're making an awareness happen around this. This is something, it's a stigma that as when the funeral happens, when it's over, things are supposed to go back to normal. What's normal for a mom who's lost one of her babies? And what's normal for people who think that you should be over it after an extended period of time, when in actuality, we just want to keep sharing the love of who our babies were and how they felt in our bellies and what they meant to us. And to be able to do that and to let their lives consistently be lived without them physically being present, overjoyed.
It's pretty popular for
Mickey is actually Zaire. So there is in this Mickey Mouse, we had a recording done whereas I was actually sitting on the couch and he was making these sounds. And I took that recording and I had his voice actually put into this Mickey. So whenever I'm having a rough day and I really need to hear my baby's voice, I can grab Mickey and I can just sit there and listen to him coo and caw. So this is our Earthside representation of Zaire, who was a pretty big deal. So it's this hand, so you'll probably want to.
Will you play it one more time for me? I want to make sure. Oh, you press in. I'm just gonna get back in there. Coming. Perfect. Then
So exciting. I know. All right. Yeah, so 4 walks, I think, around will be good. So, so I'm thinking
if you can bring the strollers, then I'll bring some bottled water. Corey's gonna bring the speaker. We can maybe have some.
I got
Oh, a few more than just us.
I told Jill and Chandra and Shasta that have experienced loss. It's just like realize it. So
Yep.
that,
And growing. I boosted the Facebook post and it's like got 2,000 so far. So in this story, and I did send that like. Oh, nice.
and I talked to I did have a conversation with Nurse about it, and she said yes.
Yeah.
She would love to.
Yeah, it was super easy to get the permit. Like,
Yeah, that's
was
what
really
she said.
nice.
It wasn't too bad.
yeah,
Just filling out.
you good?
So this was actually a pretty last minute idea that we had. I saw, and also just a really powerful symbolism of so many moms who don't have the opportunity to physically have their babies here on earth. And so the symbolism of an empty stroller, or a stroller that has, instead of a child, some sort of memory of them, whether it's a photo or a memory bear, is so incredibly important for these families. We know that 1 in 4 women suffer pregnancy and infant loss at some point in their life, and this is not something that's uncommon, but yet we don't talk about it, and so many people suffer in silence. So our hope for this event is that people will come out, both bereaved parents and their families, and supporters and others who really care and want to help support this work, to help raise awareness and come together as we create this sort of healing space for these families. Story with my daughter Alana, but the grief is the same. You know, losing a child, whatever age or gestation that occurred at, is devastating for a family. It's something that is a lifelong healing journey, and so coming together in solidarity and supporting one another and just feeling like you're not alone is so important for these families who often are grieving and suffering in silence. And so we want to help end that stigma, end that silence, raise awareness, help people feel more comfortable talking about these babies who lived. They may have died, but they also lived, and that's the most important thing we want to come out of this event with, is just the recognition that these are all babies who had a life. Maybe it was a day long, maybe it was 4 months long, but they had a life and they mattered and they are loved and they continue to be loved and matter in this world. So after the awareness walk, we are going to be having a candlelight vigil. October 15th is actually International Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Day, and there is this international movement called the Wave of Light, where at 7 o'clock in your time zone, you're supposed to light a candle in honor of yours and other babies who have died. And if you do that in your time zone at 7 o'clock, then what we essentially have is a wave across the globe at every hour, so that we have 24 hours of candles being lit in honor of our babies. And so we're really excited to be a part of that. We'll have candles present for people so that we can help light and raise awareness about this issue and be a part of this international community that's going to come together on October 15th. To grow this event as people become more aware of it, and we're just so honored to be able to create this safe healing space for these families.
The statistics that you know.
Yeah, so my daughter Alana, she was stillborn at 32 weeks, and we know that nationally there's over 20,000 babies who are stillborn every year. Here in Wisconsin, there's over 300 stillbirths every year in Wisconsin. So that's 300 families in Wisconsin who go to the hospital expecting to have a baby and leave that hospital with empty arms and subsequently an empty stroller in their lives, missing those babies that never got to come home from the hospital. You know, it's been almost 3 years since our daughter Alana died, and you know, at this stage she'd probably still be in a stroller, but because I didn't have that physical baby with me, it's been 8 years since I've actually used a stroller. So yes, the struggle is definitely real, trying to figure out how to work a stroller again, how to push the stroller. I do like that I can hold stuff, so I miss having a stroller to be able to carry all my junk everywhere.
More than junk, carrying your heart
Yes,
in there, and that I
yes.
think is the best thing that you've come up with a way to
Yeah.
creatively.
Yeah, you know, it is definitely a very bittersweet moment. When I first opened up the stroller and put my Alana bear into my stroller, everything in me wishes that I was putting my daughter, my real physical daughter, in this stroller and able to push her around the Capitol and enjoy this beautiful day with her. But because she's not here, you know, her memory is still here, and the physical representation of her is here, and that's a really special thing to be able to do.
Talking to us right now. Just know it. And action, go for it.
Aww. There you go.
Lens flares, no. Fun. Well, we have it. 'Cause
It is nice out here.
Kind of feels like. Look, hopefully we can get a light. Stay lit for us. Thanks, kids.
Candle at Alana's grave, and I couldn't get it to light, and I was like in tears. I'm like, why won't you?
brilliant idea.
I can't remember the name of the nail place. But I could
Nice.
my graduation too.
For these for you too. I brought one for her.
Yeah, I'm excited. have a full week to, let people plan their